And now for the theme tune. Forget about a theme tune!
Welcome to the Mom 8 Queens podcast. We're the rulers you either love or hate, and each week we'll be setting the world to rights. Then, from a randomly generated word, we'll be finding strange stories to tell each other, almost having a giggle and not needing alcohol to bring our special brand of madness directly to your ears. Disclaimer, there will be no safe word content and probably a strong view or two expressed, so settle in and enjoy the car crashing into a dumpster fire. That is Sam and Laura.
Yeah. All right,
Hello.
mate.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning, isn't it? I mean,
You
just got
slept
7
the whole night through.
What now? Hey, what now? Hey, what? What do you say?
The next line is you've slept the whole night through, so I said you've not slept the whole night through.
Yeah, no, that would be falsehoods, lies, and falsehoods. But I've not yet crashed. Laura predicted that I would crash, and she's correct. It's going to happen. Like, my insomnia has been, but I just haven't been sleeping.
I'm taking bets. If anyone wants to get in on it.
I reckon if like past weeks have got any like bearing, I reckon Wednesday.
Yeah.
Chase, dude,
Always
get
on
your
a-
head out of my packet of potato twirls. Oh shit. Not for you. Are you fucking kidding me? Look. He's cleaned the chicken off it and I'm like, no, I'm good for the chewy bit. Eat
Now you've got potato swirls here and they're nicer.
Salt
Nom,
and
nom, nom,
vinegar.
nom, nom, nom,
He'd
nom,
just
nom,
be
nom.
licking the fucking air, mate. That's what he does whenever you give him something spicy for like half an hour.
If I lick the air enough, will it cool my tongue down? Maybe he's onto something. Maybe next time I have a curry, I'm just going to sit there afterwards like...
I mean, I could do that, but I have a coma, so I just look like I had possibly having a stroke. Because
I mean, when I say curry, that's probably a very strong word to use.
I mean curry sauce from Chippy. Oh, I love curry sauce.
Yeah, because I'm such a fussy eater and don't like bits. There's quite a lot of vegetables I don't like.
You don't like bits?
Yeah, like I have a weird thing with textures.
Oh, you mean like
So
like you'd have like marmalade, you'd have to have it without the shred, that kind of bit.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you.
I love the taste of a curry, but I don't like the onions in it, and I don't like all the veggie bits and stuff like that in it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm having a curry, like if I'm having chicken or something, I will like make sure it's really smooth.
Yeah.
So the other day though, Dave ordered himself curry and I ordered a madras sauce from Proper Curry House with a big massive naan bread, and that was it. That was going to be my tea. And I sieved the curry sauce. Dave thinks it's the weirdest thing in the world. It probably is a little bit, doesn't matter. And it was so hot. It was like, I was like, Dave was like, I was like, try it. It's really spicy. Dave was just like, no, it's really not. I was just like, fuck off, wax tongue. It's only a madras, so I imagine it probably wasn't that hot. It's probably just...
Yeah, all I know is my mouth is incapable of taking spice.
I wondered where that was going then.
Oh, no. My mouth is capable of a lot of things, just not spice. I would say I'm not as bad as Robin in Teen Titans. I don't know if you've seen that episode. All the Teen Titans are trying to get him. I don't know if you remember that I've got a kid. So Teen Titans Go, it's a different show, obviously. They're all trying to get him to like put spice in his food because he cooks really, really bland food and they've had enough. He cooks white people food, right?
Yeah.
And like he drops 1 grain of salt into an entire pot of boiled potatoes and then he eats it and he's like, ah! So I'm not. I'm not that level. Like I can do sweet chili and like I can do if something says like mild and it's got 1 to 2 peppers on it from the supermarket, I can do that. 2 peppers from a curry house, no. There's a very, like, there needs to be a standardized metric going on because there's very different ratings.
There's a very, very big difference between what is considered spicy at a curry house and what is considered spicy in the supermarket.
Yeah.
Like, supermarket, it's like, I can go up to 5. If it's in the curry house, I would be like, I'll stick with a 1, thanks.
Yeah, same. When I go to Nando's, that'll be a lemon and herb for me, please. Thank you very much. And give me all the Peronaise sauce, because when I first went to Nando's, I had 1 pot of it, and now I order 5, and I will eat them.
You can buy it in the shop, can't you now?
Yes,
Peronaise.
I don't. I was looking at it today. I can't, mate, because I would. It's the same reason I don't keep salad cream in unless I've got visitors, like my mum, for example, who loves salad cream. I don't buy it because literally I will, this is so gross, I will sit like this with my hand, this is salad cream, I'll squeeze a bit on my hand, I'll just be like, and I'll just keep going. I will literally drink it. But to make it classy, I'll lick it off my hand as opposed to just like pouring it straight into my mouth. I feel like licking it off my hand is like classy, you know?
It is. I feel like that is.
I absolutely.
I feel like that's a classy move because I mean, it's a. Yeah.
I mean, I'm absolutely by myself.
I bet you could record that and put it on YouTube, and you'd earn a lot of money off it because there's some freaks out there.
Some.
a lot of freaks out there. That grows. I mean, I limit how many times I'm allowed to buy baconaise because baconaise is fine. I will have baconaise with everything. Like, what's that, Laurie? You're having a Marmite sandwich? I'm going to put some baconaise on that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, just save it for burgers. And fries occasionally. Okay, so now we've talked for like, I don't know, 10 minutes about baconaise and potato twirls and curry houses.
Yeah.
How has your week been?
It occurred. How's your week been?
Going to elaborate anymore, or is that where we're stopping?
No, I'd like, it's just, this week's been a lot. It's been a lot, mate. I've got some stuff done. I'm really fucking behind on like where I want to be, just like task wise, things like blog posts and stuff. So, and that is with me like not sleeping and working through nights and stuff. So there's one of 2 reasons. One, this week's been a lot and I've felt overwhelmed and I've been taking breaks, which is just me working slower than usual. Or 2, I've given myself way too much and there's no way in hell that I could possibly achieve it. And as I can't deal with that being the case, we're going with 1. It's number 1.
It's number 1. Anything, you have had a lot to deal with this week, to be fair. Yeah. So,
like, if anything, I could put more on that board.
No, you definitely can't.
I mean, I could
do that.
I could, like, the complete section it's starting to pile up, mate. Just saying, it's looking pretty good. The missions section's starting to look a little bit better.
Do not add anything else to that board.
You know I will, though. That's the thing. Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, yeah, add everything to that board. Yeah, because now I've said don't do it, you probably will do it even more.
Yeah,
but it's fine. Like rock.
Yeah, come on, know my fucking pathology. What's wrong with you?
Add everything to it.
Fuck you. I'm take stuff off, if anything, now. Anyway, how's your week been, love? How's your week been?
Oh, I don't really remember. I never do. I need to start writing stuff down. No, it's been good. I set a date for when my book will be coming out. I have nearly finished editing it. I've got like 3 pages left to do something, and then I need to sort it out on the computer, and that's about it, really. And the other part of the week I spent sleeping and just being not through choice. It was it was time of the month again, so I was very sleepy and very strange, and I learned that your blood sugar can just plummet through the floor when you're on your period, apparently. And That is crazy. Thanks, Mother Nature.
Oh, it's the Garden of Evedon again. Fuck you.
Garden of Evedon. Fuck off. Get away. Shall we start with likes or dislikes?
Oh.
I mean, it's my choice. I get to
Yeah, it's your choice. You choose.
We'll start with dislikes because then we can be positive.
Oh my god, you reminded me of someone then. Frankenfurter. Where he said, yeah, he was like, positive.
Faithful handyman.
Very nice.
The only complaint I've got with Anthony Stewart Head's Frankenfurter is that he doesn't pause long enough. Just that he doesn't pause long enough. It's like, listen, Mr. Head, I appreciate you are an actor and you have your own style, but that pause should be longer.
But I disagree fundamentally with your choices. Right, so we're doing things we don't like first, aren't we?
So what have you disliked this week?
Right, well, as we are, again, filming this on a Monday, because we can't get our shit together, I have something from this very day that's pissed me off. In fact, I went on Instagram stories to talk about it because it vexed me so much. Fucking Sainsburys, mate. What are you doing? Oh, Sainsburys near me. They, you know, like how supermarkets like to just, they move their shit around a little bit. So you have to like go looking for stuff. You see other stuff.
Are available.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Yeah. But, or they're in my bad books, mate. Because not only have they moved stuff around like a little bit, they're basically, it looks like they're trying to revamp the whole store while it's open. So you will go to an aisle where, I don't know, normally the kale is.
Yeah, fucking kale.
And you're like, where's the crisps? And then you've got to fucking hunt for them because they haven't changed any of the signs up top either. So it's like, this is the toothpaste aisle. And you're like, that's dog food. I'm so confused. So I like going shopping for me is hard enough as it is. Like it really, really, with my anxiety, like it takes it out of me, which is why I didn't used to. I used to like get it delivered. It's just everything is everywhere, and I found it very difficult to deal with, and found myself getting very annoyed, especially when just people who think that just because they're wearing a mask, it means that they can rub their bodily juices on you and you'll be fine. You're like, if you got any closer to me,
bodily juices,
fucking my spleen. What is going on? Get away from me. Pandemic or nay, you are like fucking in me at a cellular level. Go away.
Oh my God.
What has vexed you this week, darling?
Definitely not supermarket. I haven't been in one in a while.
Oh, look at you.
To be fair, when I have to go over to Home Bargains occasionally to get shit, it's normally for my mum as well, and I would rather go in there than make my mum go in there.
Yeah.
It's very that in there. Everything's very narrow. And then the fucking shop are like, do you know what? Do you know this time when it's really busy in the morning, this is optimal time to drag all the fucking massive carts out.
Oh God,
and start restocking
there was
shelves.
that shit Sainsburys as well. I was like, well, yeah, why not turn it into the fucking Krypton factor as well? Fuck's sake.
Shopping is not supposed to be a crystal maze challenge, you twat.
No. Like, I don't want to be locked in, but I do want to be in here less than 3 minutes. Fuck off. Ugh.
I genuinely don't know what has vexed me this week.
That's not acceptable to me. That is not acceptable to me. Your genuine happiness for an entire week, I can't abide it.
Should not be allowed.
It's a segment on the show, which means you've had to have a shit time at some point during the week. Otherwise, what's the fucking point, mate? Think harder.
People being stupid and lacking common sense and not fucking doing what they're supposed to.
It's not that common, is it? Common sense ain't that common.
Common sense is clearly
Don't piss
not.
on my leg and tell me it's raining.
apart from that, like that is, I think that's the thing that I got most angry about, and then I didn't have any anger for the rest of the
Okay.
thing. The only other thing
We
that I've
work
been
in
a
opposite
little bit,
ways.
yeah, we did.
The angrier I get, the more anger I have.
The only thing I've been a little bit annoyed about is Drag Race,
Okay, go on.
the UK one, because I feel like the editing has not been. It's not the show, it's not the Queens, but the editing is very fucking dodgy on the British one.
Yeah.
And when I was talking to David about it, I said I think it's because they're editing it like it's for an American audience rather than like it's been made by Americans for Americans in America rather than it's been made in the UK with UK drag queens. And obviously, like, British humour is very different to American humour.
Yeah.
Like 1,000%. So, like, the way queens read each other in America is completely different to the way UK queens read each other. And sometimes, because of the editing, some of the stuff comes across as like either harsher than it's meant to be, or it's like they're trying to create drama where there is none, and just like stuff like that. And it just that's the only thing that's niggled at me though. So let's move on to something more positive. What have you enjoyed this week?
Mate, you know what I've enjoyed this week?
Nothing.
It's you. No. It's you, mate. It's you last night. Oh. What's one of my favourite things in the world, gentle viewers, listeners, bluers. I will tell you, it's fucking Kendrick drunk. It makes me so happy. I cannot tell you. But last night, we had a variation, because normally Kendrick gets drunk on Sambuca, right? Like Sambuca, shots, mate, like straight out the gate. Everyone else is like sipping, I don't know, like a whiskey or like maybe a glass of wine, just like feeling it out. And she's like, yeah, because she's just straight out the gate, fucking shots. She just drinks Sambuca straight from get-go. But last night she was on Archers, and I tell you what, a different flavour of Kendrick came out. And it was fucking sensational. Now, by the time you're listening to this, her stories will have gone. But if you had the genuine honour, pleasure, and just life-affirming experience of seeing her stories from last night, so Sunday, you'll know what I mean. Because that bitch was filming herself, arguing with herself, and telling you that there's no one there that she's arguing with. And do you know what? Do you know why I love her so much? Why I fucking respect you so much is most people would wake up in the morning, see that and be like, fuck, and delete it. Not Kendrick. She's like, is what it is, mate. That's who I was last night. Past Laura stays. That has been the fucking highlight of my week. How about you?
I've literally not apologised to anyone I was messaging either. I've just been like,
hey,
that's what happened.
If at this point they don't know what they're getting and they're offended by it, they need to fuck off.
I mean, to be fair, it was a different flavour. Different alcohols do different things to me.
Apparently so. Sam, when Sam's drunk, she talks about herself in third person. Like, I'm pretty sure I don't have like different drunks, whatever. I mean, possibly, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that my like drunk Sam is consistent, like funny, or at least thinks she's funny, laughs too much, will knock a drink over and then pretend like it was not because she's drunk. Talk way too much and just get like real thirsty real fast and then want chips. That's pretty consistent. I've never seen a different personality come out of someone for a different drink. I know it is a thing, but I've never seen it. But all the Kendricks, they can all stay.
Mine, yeah, I definitely have. Different drinks bring out different personalities. Sambuca is fun, hyper, having a giggle very loud, karaoke Laura. Archers is sort of a strange, weird, sleepy, like chatting shit old man. Kind of like literally, I knew last night. Like I could see myself last night. You know the people you see in the street and they're just having an argument with a lamppost? That's exactly what I was doing.
But you know the best part about it? The best part about it was all filmed with that like massive mouth filter. So you looked insane because like your mouth's huge and it gives you two noses, a normal nose and a ghost of a nose, and then massive eyes. So like you already like don't look entirely human, and then you've got your Scottish accent on and you're like, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. It was just perfection.
Oh.
Anyway, well, tell me what it is. Go on.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, my friend. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, that is just a show that's just like gonna make you thirsty. The thirst is real.
The thirst is real and consistent and constant with me. I'm in a desert at all times.
Yeah, I feel like I should say as well, right, is that there's a difference between being thirsty and being horny. I feel like there's a difference. I feel like thirsty is like for me, I associate being thirsty with like not real people, so like fictional characters.
I don't.
And celebrities and stuff like that. Whereas I associate like horny with real people, with like wanting to actually bang
down.
Yeah.
Actually, but would I?
Would I bang them?
Yes, I'm going to. I'm doing it right now. Why am I talking out loud? I'm ruining the moment.
Whereas thirsty, I associate with like, oh my god, I just wish they were real. Like.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I associate thirsty and horny as the same thing, and I am both pretty much at all times, unless, like, I mean, the level changes. I'm not like, oh, I'm not constantly. I'm not just walking around rubbing myself against things.
Yes, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because I don't know what it like certain types of characters. I get like, I'm like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. We must protect them at all costs.
Bucky.
Yeah.
Love Bucky.
And I have never been like a massive fan of Bucky. Like I've never been. No,
you
like I've been.
Your mouth out right now.
Like I was a fan, but not like. Normally, the kids call it hyperfixating now. I would call it obsessed. Like.
So there's levels of fixating. So just like casual fixating, that's fine, but like hyper fixating, that's a problem, right?
So apparently
just a little stalk.
The term hyperfixation apparently comes from like ADHD and autism, because it's something people with ADHD and autism do. But people seem to have adapted it into the vernacular. Yeah, when they're talking about like being what I would call obsessed with something, although hyperfixation is part of mental illness. So probably what I have done in the past is hyperfixation, because like I used to not be able to, like I used to get really, really angry if I wasn't back in time for a certain show. Like I'm talking like levels of rage. Yeah. So it probably is that, but it seems to have been adopted into like the vernacular of like kids being like, oh my god, I'm so hyperfixated with Bucky right now.
Well, all I can think about. T-shirt that says geek on it.
Yeah.
And you're like,
it's like, fuck off. And they're like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm a little bit OCD.
Oh.
Fuck off. Anyway, so I was never like obsessed with Bucky like the way I was like other characters. But and I was like, yeah, he's cool, he's all right. And then I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier the other day, and I was like, He must be protected at all costs. All costs! Don't kill him.
Bring me the flying monkeys! All costs, I said! Have you seen, I can't remember his name, but the actor that plays Bucky, do you follow him on Instagram? Because he is fucking hilarious. Just trust me.
Go and watch it. Just go and watch it.
Trust me, yeah.
He's Sebastian Stan, he's called.
Yes, that's it.
He was in Once Upon a Time as well. He played the Mad Hatter in Once Upon a Time. Have I just blown your mind?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Hang on. Did he also? Was he in Arrow? Or no, I don't think he was.
Also, though, the fact that Falcon has the opening 12 minutes is just Falcon kicking ass is something that is so spot on as well, and so nice to see. And also, Anthony Mackie is a fine looking man.
Yes, he is a fucking snack and a half. Okay, no. He wasn't in Arrow, but apparently there's like some serious fan casting of him as Green Arrow. So they want him to be.
I imagine that's where you've seen it.
What I will say is back away from Stephen Amell, because that guy is fucking Arrow and he can do very good things with his arms. Just saying, if you are into the male form, go to the YouTube and type in Arrow Season 1 training scenes and enjoy 7 minutes of
That's, to be fair, Bucky has, within the first 3 seconds of him being on screen, he's shirtless at some My favourite arm thing in anything, though, is in any of the MCU, not in anything ever, just in the MCU, is when in Age of Ultron, and it's burned on my brain, Age of Ultron, they're at the party and they're all trying to pick up Thor's hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Rogers in that blue shirt goes to pick up the hammer and his arms just...
Fucking knew that's where you were going. Yeah, I have so arms, back and chest, but like arms are the one. And the first time I realised that I had a thing for arms was I was a much younger Sam, and I was watching The Bourne Identity, and there is a moment where he first kisses her, and the shot is he puts his arm so I can't like this against her face, and you see both like this and the forearm, and I just went. I was like, oh, I think I may have discovered something about myself that I didn't know before.
Yeah, I think Steve Sloan just was like, I was like, tall, broad, and
give me a full glass of water with those good arms.
Tall and broad and good hair as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they've not got good hair, I'm like,
like yeah, good hair. Also, saying that though, I don't mind no hair. Like I consider someone that. Well, I've disgusted Laura. Sorry.
No, you've not, because like
you're just considering it.
I'm just thinking about it for a minute.
But I have this thing, and people laugh at me because it's so like Chandler from Friends level of you can't judge people for that. That's fucking ridiculous. You know when he's talking about the mascara goop.
Oh my god.
Some people have really ugly back of the heads.
Yeah, they do.
And once I've spotted that about you, I can't deal with you in my life. And I'll tell you something else. I've yet to meet someone with an ugly back of the head that's a good person. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If it looks like you've got a second face on there, you're a monster. Leave.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Like that's how the Minority Report's going to start. It's just going to be me. I'm going to be one of them bald women. It's just going to be me, and they're going to bring the lineup, but they're all going to face the wall, and I'll just scan the back of their heads, and I'll be like, oh, that one.
Please don't judge people based on the back of their heads. They
Yeah,
could be
disclaimer. While you should judge a book by its cover, because that's the fucking point of the fucking cover, people are not books. So yes, don't listen to my vanity, prejudice against the back of people's heads.
But if they do have a face growing out of the back of their head, maybe run in the opposite direction.
Oh,
because there's definitely something wrong with them.
Hard pass on that. Run in the opposite direction and call someone.
Yeah.
Like the emergency services, not like your Auntie Brenda.
Ghostbusters.
The police. Yeah. Well, yeah. The police can't handle this. Fucking call the Ghostbusters.
Right. So now it's time. Now we've discussed all our thirst.
Word of the week.
The word of the week this week was veil. What did you get for veil, Samantha?
Well, I went hard down Bridal Veil Avenue because I have a disdain for marriage. So I thought, let's right. Let me clear that up. I don't have a disdain for other people getting married. It's not for me.
I was just about to say this podcast's taking a very different turn.
Yeah. Like it's one of those. Amy Poehler says it. It's a case of like, good for you, like genuinely good for you, but it's not for me. Yeah, it freaks me out. I was engaged when I was 17. That probably did it.
Yeah, I imagine that would probably do it.
So I was like, I wonder why brides wear veils. I'm sure it's something hideous and misogynistic and gross. But there are some varying accounts. So let me get up. I know. So, oh no. Here we go. Found it. I was on the wrong thing, darling. Found it. Okay, so there are like varying accounts. So historians and people disagree slightly. The bride wears the veil as for like the groom not to see her before, because it's bad luck and all that kind of bullshit. But I like this one best, which is it started in ancient Rome. So the bride would wear a veil over her face going down the aisle to protect her from demons that wanted to steal her happiness.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like...
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do with that. Imagine a TV series that's just about a little veil shop that's selling veils to protect people from demons.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. And then I just went on like a little hunt and I found this most fucking depressing article. I think it's just depressing because, again, like my views on marriage for myself, like, don't get me wrong. I'd love a wedding. I just don't want to be married after it.
You just want a day where the attention is on you.
About me, and I get to wear a fucking phenomenal dress. Yes, please. Yeah.
Marry yourself.
I don't trust me.
Marry a lamppost.
I would definitely divorce myself at some point. But then I'd be that annoying bitch that got remarried to the same person and then probably get divorced again. Like, I don't want to put a label on what me and me have. It's just a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm getting married. This is my 4th marriage to myself.
The problem is, like, I'm a good listener, but I'm just shit in bed. Right, so there's this article and it's all about like, it's like 12 most commonly asked questions about veils. And I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Thinking like, because I'd been searching like the history of veils, thinking it was good. And then obviously it's not. Like, what length of veil should I have? And it's the people that have written it, the Wedding Veil Shop. So that's who they are. And one of the questions is, my wedding dress looks white. Should I get a white veil? Right. And the first sentence to reply of like the answer for this is, oh my, even just reading this question makes us hyperventilate.
What?
Yeah, apparently this is something that comes up a lot. So much so that even without seeing your dress, we'd feel confident enough to say that your dress is very likely to be at least an off-white, if not a pale ivory. And then...
Fuck off!
And then, this is the best part. There is a picture of 4 veils, right? That pretty much all look the exact same colour, apart from the one on the end, which looks like it's slightly piss-stained. And it's telling me they're all different white. So I'm like, no. It's that, who was that when it's got all the different black suits? I'm trying to, it's from something. And they're like, someone says they all look black, and then he just starts laughing at him, like they're not all black.
I feel like I recognise that, but I don't know where it's from.
It's Poland.
It might be.
Yeah. But yeah, so I feel just this whole thing of, like, it used to be something that was, well, according to some experts, it used to be something, you know, that had like cultural significance. And as with most things these days, particularly in like white culture, we take shit and it becomes meaningless. Now it's about making a statement. So someone says, how
the fuck did you make a statement more down with the curtain? Like,
it says, unlike in years past, women around the world largely view the wedding veil as a contemporary bridal tradition that signifies innocence and purity.
Fuck off.
Mate.
We all know you shagged around, Brenda. Get out.
Mate.
We all know your fanny is wider than a wizard's sleeve. So
Look,
maybe put a veil over that instead.
That makes it, the fact you just said put a veil over that instead makes it sound like they've just had a veil over their face and they were walking down the aisle crab-like. Everyone's like, oh my god, put a veil over it. No one needs to see your wizard sleeve. And it says here, like, ultimately, wearing a wedding veil is entirely optional. And although some women choose not to wear them, Sabatino suggests you give it some consideration before deciding one way or another. It's a fucking neck curtain. Put it on your face or don't. What the fuck? Like, if you are no longer concerned about Beelzebub popping up during your ceremony and taking your soul and your virtue, you're fine. Like, do you want to have a veil? Yay or nay? And then he goes on to be like, if you don't want to wear a veil, why not wear a cape or like a fascinator or something else that to make your like bridal gown really pop? And then, oh my god, oh, and there's one sentence, this made me livid, right? Here we go. It also helps set the correct tone. These days, wedding dresses come in much sexier silhouettes and designs that may even be close-fitting, with ultra-low backs and/or sheer illusion panels. Sorry, I read that sentence really weird. Adding a veil can instantly make that kind of gown look more bridal and modest. And then, gotta keep grandma happy, am I right? No, you're not right.
Who fucking wrote that? Was it the stylist guy from fucking Princess Diaries?
So I was really fascinated at finding out the origin, or at least the origin that I want to believe. But then reading that article, I was like, oh, God. You're going to lose us the right to vote. Like, it's a veil. I mean, it ain't that big a deal.
It just feels to me, I mean, the whole like fashion industry and everything like that is very exploitative anyway, but that whole thing just feels very exploitative of people who, you know, enjoy that kind of thing and are like, yeah, I want a veil, and it's like, well, you need to have one, you need to have the most expensive one because they don't all look the same. No, and it's like, fair enough, they don't all look the same, but if they're both white, they're both white.
Yeah, because you know what goes with white? Off-white. Because you know what off-white is? Fucking white, mate!
Also, it's a fucking net. You can't really tell unless you've got a black one across your face.
Yeah, go down to fucking Dunelm Mill and get a meter net. Glue gun it to a fucking headband in the middle. Then glue gun some fucking, I don't know, flowers or some shit, whatever you're into. Fucking Bob the Builder, if that's what you want. And then look, done. Fuck off.
Because I bet the pictures of the veils on it, they aren't even like proper statement pieces. And when I say a proper statement piece, I mean like when fucking what was he called? What's he called? Billy Thingy turned up at those awards with that fucking curtain hat. Yeah, and he turned up with that curtain hat.
Fucking love Billy Porter.
Unless you're coming out with like a veil like that, fuck off.
Yeah.
If it's literally just some flowers and a piece of net, there's nothing innovative about that.
No.
Just get out.
Yes.
My
What did you get, darling?
My search led me in a very, very different direction. So,
What's happening?
Right.
Oh my god, what's happening?
I am not 100% sure what I found out. And I need to be careful because I don't want to offend anyone. So apparently...
Go on.
So apparently there is a thing called veiling, right? And veiling is to do with normally to do with niqabs and hijabs and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's a process called veiling, apparently, is what they call it when you wear a veil like that. I found a website though with erotic veiling stories on it. And I don't understand.
Of course you did.
I don't understand what I found. Like,
fucking hell. If you're confused, I'm worried.
I have tried Urban Dictionary. I have tried Googling what the fuck is a veiling story. And I still have no idea. Because this website has fake news articles on it. And the fake news articles are like, oh, France decides not to ban the burqa. And it's like, okay, so is it just stories of women just suddenly deciding they want to wear a veil or what? And then you scroll down and it's got bondage and veiling. And it's like, okay, interesting. And I still haven't got to the bottom because I was like, do you know what?
Got to the bottom because it is bottomless.
Because I was like, do you know what? If it's Muslim women who are being like, we want to write erotic stories about our experiences and we want to include, our culture in it. That is, do you know what? Fully fucking on board with that, mate.
1000%, yeah.
1000%. Always on board with that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
However,
that's not what it appeared to be to your eyes, I'm assuming.
When I scrolled down,
this is fucking gold. Go on.
The majority of people that seem to have written these stories,
white men,
appear to be a white man.
White men for the win.
And you can say to me, oh, but Laura, you don't know if he's a white man. And right now, I'm going back on so I can tell you. What
Slough.
The name of the person was. Yeah, because it's very that. Yeah, right. So I'm literally on the site now. I'm trying to find this guy's name because copyright Dave Potter.
Oh, come on, mate.
There's no fucking way. And I still don't. There's no
You still no closer to know what the fuck's going on.
None the wiser to what's going on because the website is called Tales of the Veils and it says the home of veiling erotica on the web, right? But then it says community.
Website, then
It says community, our chat rooms, real life veiling, veil tubers. I'm sorry, what? Is that like a porn tuber?
That's weird.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
Okay. Sorry, while you've been talking, I've been Googling Dave Potter. So he has a WordPress, index of stories, Dave Potter's fiction site. Dave Potter's fiction site, erotic fiction on societal restriction. White man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got there's loads of weird stuff on here that's like, my fantasy, and then it doesn't look like a veil, it looks like I don't know.
Doll Wife, the tale of Charity Clayhanger. I'm literally reading aloud. Fräulein von Eltzen. Ascension in the East. I think this white man needs to step the fuck away from people's cultures. Bunnykins. I'm gagging for it.
I just don't, and I still don't understand. This is the thing that's frustrating me the most, because I still don't understand. Because it's one thing if it's like Muslim women being like, or people who wear hijabs and niqabs and stuff like that. If it's them writing stories that they want to read,
whole different fucking situation.
That is a very different situation to
a
white dude in fucking
all for own voices, like talking about their own experience. Not all for white Dave Potter being like, I really want to get under that fucking veil. That's the difference. That's the fucking difference.
And then fucking I can't. The fact when you put in veil stories is one of the very first links that comes up as well.
Do you know what? That is
fucking bananas.
Right. How many times have both of us now said on things what have we hated? People. It's shit like this. It's shit like this. The fact that is so popular.
It's fucking. I can't. I don't understand.
Because you know what the world needs is more white men. Just like exploiting other people's culture for sexual pleasure. There's not enough of that. Let's get more of that.
Tell you something else, right? As well. So when I was googling it, Dave, not Dave Potter, my Dave, who's definitely not Dave Potter, was
fucking hope. 10 names are real, mate.
Was in it asking me if I wanted some McDonald's. And he was like, you couldn't have been fine for your research, hadn't you? And I was like, no, it's fine. I was like, I've had an idea of what I was going to talk about, and then I changed it because it was just, I don't know, a bit depressing. So I was going to talk about the veil that drops away when people say things that suddenly make you realise what a terrible person they are.
Yes.
Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so I said to Dave, I don't know what I've just found. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Door to the dark web.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And I still had the Google page up and there was stuff underneath it. And the next link underneath it, Dave was like, oh, that looks like a nice thing though. Look, it sounds like they're empowering, it sounds like they're talking about empowering women in sport. I think Dave's eyes had literally just picked up on the shuttlecock bit and whatever. And he was like, yeah, that's a story about women being empowered to play sports and like stuff like that. No. He was very wrong because I clicked on the link and I was like, it's absolutely not that. That is absolutely not what I'm going to be. Because he was like, I was like, well, I can't talk. I don't know which one to talk about now. And he was like, so you're going to talk about porn instead of women being empowered? And I was like, okay, he's right. So I clicked on it and then I was like, that's exactly not what this story is.
Also, women can be empowered in porn. Yeah. Not a lot of it, to be fair. But there is porn that is made for the empowerment of women.
I still don't understand. I don't know how many times I can say it. I just don't understand. Somebody explain it to me. Somebody just, please tell me what's
going on. So listeners, if you could please send in your ideas of what the fuck is going on, and maybe you could help Laura out in the interim between this episode and next episode, and maybe Laura could do some further research and get back to us and see if she in fact has found what the fuck is going on by next week. What is happening? What is happening?
Velour family characteristics. The Velour family is characterised primarily by its women wearing veils. This is generally a niqab-based style when inside, with an Afghan shuttlecock burqa added for outside. Right? That seems... That's like... Okay, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
What the women wear underneath their veils varies a lot, but gags and other restrictions are common. Each woman has individual colour that is theirs, and they have chosen and always wear. It's the gags bit.
Yeah.
I don't. What the women wear underneath their veils varies a lot, but gags and other restrictions are common. Other restrictions? What? I don't. What? I don't. I don't understand what's going on.
Neither do I, mate. Neither do I.
There's a picture of the bottom that looks like... I don't fucking know again. It looks like somebody's got a picture of a woman in like a full... And it looks like they've photoshopped them into the colours of the Teletubbies. I'm like, this is what... I don't understand, because, like, the names underneath, right, from left to right, they are...
Tinky Winky, sorry.
Green, purple, orange, yellow, no... Fucking hell. Emily, Clara, Louisa, Bella, Julia, Amy, and Erica. What the fuck? I have seen some shit on the internet. I have been around on the internet. I have seen some weird shit. And I mean some weird shit. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Because it's not even like... The fact that you don't even sit there and go, am I being a bit racist? Is this, like, how the fuck you created this whole site and weren't like, am I being a bit racist? Nah, just full pedal to the metal, it'll be fine. Like, what the fuck? Like, how is it still going? How is it still up? Like, I don't...
I'm just laughing. Oh my god, it's your reaction. You're killing me.
It's because I'm so confused and I'm so like, I want to be angry, but the absurdity of it is also like, what? Next week we'll be having a guest appearance by Dave Potter.
We'll have none of the normal shit. We're just going to have one question, and that'll be explain.
Explain it.
What? What have you seen now?
Oh my god! There's like drawings on it.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone listening and watching. We appear to have lost Laura. She appears to be laughing herself into the grave currently.
Like a picture, like, it looks like a 5-year-old's drawn. It genuinely looks like a 5-year-old's drawn it. I can't. What the fuck is this? Oh.
Oh.
Right, let's do...
Spin the wheel of bat, spin the wheel of bat. Yeah.
I hope it's not like bondage or something. Set me off again. Duty.
Oh.
Right, I'm calm now.
Duty.
Duty.
That is a strong
Juicy
word.
is the word of the week next week.
Yeah, that's a strong word.
It is my duty to investigate this further and come back
I thought
to
you was going to
people.
say booty. I thought you was going to say it's my duty to investigate this booty. I honestly thought that's where you were going.
Also that. Oh my God.
Yeah, that can be your thing. There you go. That's your thing. It's your duty to investigate this further and report back, because I feel like you bring this up. He's livid about it. He's like, we need to understand.
I need to understand. The thing is, I need to understand, because I don't understand if it's somebody being like fetishizing something that they really shouldn't be fetishizing, or like if it's, because like I said, if it's actual like Muslim women who have written these erotic stories and they're like thinking that's so empowering and that's so good for them, but if this is literally just one little white man in his mum's basement being like, I wish I had a harem, and then fucking thingy, there's just so much wrong with that. Like, not only are you being incredibly misogynistic for a start, there's also the massive amounts of racism that, like, and the fact that this website has loads of followers and loads of posts on it is bananas to me. I just don't understand. I mean, I can understand why you'd write fan fiction about Patrick Star fucking SpongeBob, but I cannot understand this. I don't get it.
Right, so next week's word of the week is duty.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My mind is like just melting out my ears.
She's going again.
Right, so next word of the week is duty. So if you've got any funny stories or things you hate about this word, drop a comment on one of the social media channels. We have Instagram, Facebook. I think we have got a Twitter, but
she's considering whether deleting it or not.
So
we don't like Twitter. Well,
no, we don't like Twitter.
We're like, yeah, we'll get a Twitter. But we don't want to go on Twitter. Very that. It was very that, wasn't it? Oh. No, we should have a Twitter, but I've done as a Twitter. I don't like Twitter.
Yeah, it's very
I'm never going back on Twitter.
But
we're on it.
So Instagram is probably the best, or
I'm always
Facebook.
On Instagram, mate. I'm never on Facebook, mate. I always forget that that's the thing. I've turned off notifications, if I'm honest, and then I go on and it's like 700 notifications. And I'm like, oh, how many times has my mum shared something in which number 7 will astound me?
Yes. So Instagram then is the best place to reach us, to talk to us, to reach out and say, listen, I've got a really funny story about that duty. That time I played Call of Duty and it was Call of Duty instead.
Yeah,
Wreck-It Ralph.
Call of Duty. Or you're like, I know Dave Potter. He keeps himself to himself. I bet he fucking does. I bet he's quiet and unassuming. They always are.
Yes, they always are. Right. So if you, oh my God, this has got so off track. Let's do it in the morning. It'll be so much quicker. It'll be so much easier.
Well, that's before we knew that Laura would be hanging out of her arse.
Also, before we knew Laura was going to just descend into nothing but a motley laugh for 3 hours. If you hated the podcast, don't at us because we don't care. I really don't care. But if you loved it, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under the Marmite Queens, where you can watch our beautiful visages.
Yes.
And if you'd like to follow us individually as well, you can find Sam at
Mistress of None
with her amazing poetry, and you can find me at Better Late Than Novel.
Yeah, with your amazing fucking Silverdeer slithers. Have you got your Silverdeer Saturdays on highlights?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing Silverdeer slithers now with lots of aesthetics and beautiful things.
Well, and also you can find on the odd occasion drunk off her face Laura in her stories, and also Laura doing fucking lip syncs, which quite frankly are not to be missed.
Thanks, mate.
It's all right, mate.
Right. Done. See you later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Marmite Queens, you dumpster fire garbage people. And now for the outro. You can't afford a theme tune! Definitely can't afford an outro!